Good morning. Please remain standing while the members of the Madison Police Department Honor Guard present the flags, and then please join in the singing of our national anthem led by the Dakota State University Concert Choir. Please be seated. As the president of Dakota State University, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Fall 2012 Commencement. Commencement is such a great time of year. We all have the opportunity to share in the successes of our students and the goals that they have attained. Earning a college degree takes a great deal of sacrifice, and you, the class of Fall 2012, have certainly demonstrated that you are willing to do what you need to do to reach this educational goal. Many of you have worked full or part-time. You all have families that you either care for as parents, sons or daughters, siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, and so forth. All of your energies have been split in so many different ways, leading to this very day when we honor you for your academic achievement. I urge you in the coming days to use the lessons that you have learned in earning this degree in your other walks of life. You have had to compromise, learn new ways, and balance everything you do to earn your degree. Well, life without going to college will be much the same. Balance will become important as you switch from studying, writing papers, and generally working at college for 40 hours to working at work for 40 or more hours. The only difference is you may already be working at work, so you will have freed up a great deal of your time. Trust me when I suggest that that time will fill almost immediately. You will be able to spend more time with your family, your friends, your neighbors, and you will be able to devote more energy to your work or in seeking employment if you are not already working. You will spend time being just as busy, only in a different way. What is great, though, is that you have earned a university degree, either an associate's, bachelor's, or master's, and ladies and gentlemen, it is yours. No one can ever take it away from you. And I know you are as proud of your accomplishment as we are all proud of each and every one of you here today. Congratulations, class of 2012. Go forth into the world and be as successful as you have been at Dakota State University. I'm so pleased to have some honored guests with us on the stage today, including our Board of Regents representative, Regent Patrick Weber, and a representative from our Alumni Association, Arden Jones. They will be formally introduced to you in a little while. And in the audience today, we welcome a couple of special guests as well, led by my support and my love, my wife, Mady. Stand up. And state representatives from District 8, Scott Parsley, and Dr. Leslie Heineman. I am particularly pleased today to welcome our speaker, Dr. Melanie Schopp, who has served as South Dakota's Secretary of Education since April 2011. Prior to her appointment, she served as the state's Director of Accreditation and Teacher Quality, Deputy Director, and then Interim Secretary. She earned her master's degree in elementary education from the University of Mary in Bismarck, North Dakota, and her PhD in educational studies and higher education from the University of Nebraska at Lincoln. Dr. Schopp's accomplishments include overseeing creation of the South Dakota Virtual School, coordinating development of an online application system for teacher certification, and leading the work to establish teaching standards in South Dakota. She is passionate about education and ensuring that every young person in the state of South Dakota has the best education, especially elementary and secondary. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Melody Schopp as she addresses the graduates on the humility violin.
Good morning. I'm really honored to be here today. President Borofsky, faculty, distinguished guests, family, friends, Dakota State Fall graduates of 2012. You know, I watched today with a lot of the processional. I have to admit that I was somewhat choked up as the Secretary of Education, and perhaps not for the many reasons that some of you are sitting out in the crowd today, but I realized what a great contribution K-12 has done to prepare you for this day. After all these years, post elementary school and post kindergarten, you still know how to line up in a straight row, walk with a friend, and walk with your partner. We did a good job. Way to go. You know, you can't imagine what a sense of relief that some of your parents, for those of you who are sitting out here, parents here today, that they had on their faces when you were walking in today. And I have a really small word of advice today that's going to preface some of my other words of advice. It'd be a great day to ask for some money, by the way, and particularly before you move back in with your parents. So, you know, to you 2012 graduates, you spent a long time toiling in academia, sinking into debt, sacrificing time with family and friends for this piece of parchment that you're about to receive today. My deepest congratulations. But at the same time, I will remind you how many people have sacrificed for you, and you have no idea how proud those people were as you were walking in today. Your fan club of friends, your relatives, your parents, the significant others who are with you here today, the faculty and the staff who have sacrificed to make sure that you can be successful are here as well. So it's your turn to stand up, and I'd like you to acknowledge all those people who have supported you. So graduates, would you stand up today? Give those people who have supported you a hand. You know, delivering a commencement speech is a great responsibility, and I take it very seriously. Until I thought back to my own post-secondary graduations, and reflecting on those speeches really helped me to prepare for today in writing this one, because it turns out I can't remember a single word that was said, and I have no idea who spoke. So with that, it kind of took that weight off my shoulders, and that discovery allows me to proceed today without worrying that I'm going to influence some of you to pursue careers in other fields, as well as to leave your ventures that you've prepared for in this world today. Gary Trudeau said it first, that commencement speeches were invented largely in the belief that outgoing college students should never be released into the world until they've been properly sedated. So I'm hoping that I'm not sedating you today as we go forward. But I am really honored to be here today, and if you glance at your program, you'll notice that there's no time frame for how long I get to speak today. But to put your minds at ease, Henry VIII said to many of his wives, "I won't keep you very long today." So while you go through life without remembering much of this particular moment, this event really does have special significance for me. You know, many parts of my position as Secretary of Education requires that I have to go out, speak, I have to present, I have to be somewhere. But today isn't one of those days for me. Today is one of my get-to days. And I want you to think about that phrase for just a moment. Get to, or got to. How many times do you say, or how many times have you heard yourself say, you know, I have to, or I had to go, and? Think about that. Maybe today is one of those days where you're going to say, I have to go and spend time with my relatives or my eccentric aunt or uncle. How many times in the past few years have you told your parents or you've told your friends that I have to go work on a paper or research? Now, what if we change that thought process just for a short period of time and refer to those special moments, as those seemingly mundane moments, as get-tos? Think about that for a minute. It changes the whole conversation. Today, I get to go spend time with my eccentric aunt, or tomorrow, I get to go to work. You know, you've made a choice in your lives to get here today, and that's a get-to day. It was a conscious choice for you to further your education, your desire to improve your future. There's many things in life we invest in, and as President Borofsky said, some of them are pretty fleeting, but there's some that are meaningful, and this is one of them. You know, we invest in cars, we invest in clothes, homes. Those are significant investments, but nothing matches the investment you're celebrating today. This investment is the very best insurance policy you can take out, and no matter what happens in your life, no one can take this degree. Nobody can take your education away. Maybe you or your parents or your spouses or others paid dearly for it with financial support or with time, but it's yours to keep forever. And the returns on this investment today only grows over time. Unlike a car that depreciates the minute that you drive it off the lot, your educational degree keeps on providing dividends and securities for you. For those of you out there attending this ceremony who were the support piece, and those of you who invested through either financial or emotional support, you rival the Geico Gecko or the Allstate agent or Flo from Progressive. And for those of you sitting here in this place of honor today, you earned this insurance policy with your time and commitment. B.F. Skinner once said, education is what survives when what has been learned has been forgotten. And I can promise you, your degree is going to out-survive you. So as I considered what to talk about today, and what I could impart to you that you might be able to take away with you, that these words wouldn't really be hollow as you leave today, it was the miniature violin sitting on my desk today that inspired today's title of my commencement speech, the humility violin. The violin holds a personal but a very important, significant part of my life, and I hope that my story is going to provide you with some thought about the choices that you get to make as you go forward. You know, as a young girl, I was blessed with a rather chaotic childhood. My father, he was a carpenter. He was a really creative mind, and my mother had a lot of patience. And they moved our family from home to home that we built. We sold homes, we moved from city to city, always looking for that next greatest opportunity in life. And that lack of stability for moving was always held by one solid factor: my parents' faith, my parents' love for all of us 6 children. I had 8 elementary schools, 20-some homes before the age of 18, and it had a profound effect on my life. We were very poor monetarily, but I can tell you we were really rich in family love. So it was necessary at a young age to get a job, and I didn't know any better. I remember washing tables in elementary school when the other kids went out for recess, and what I found out later, it was so that my brother and I could eat hot lunch. I got to be a paper girl. I got to clean offices. I did hard works, and I did work study in high school, as well as I waitressed all the way through. And when I went off to college, I was awarded work study in the kitchen and in the janitor's office. And I continued to waitress throughout college to pay my tuition. I had financial aid, of course, and the jobs covered all of what they could. But in my second semester of my second year of college, there wasn't enough money to go around. And it simply wasn't enough. I had no money to buy books, and I had no money to cover the rest of my tuition. I couldn't reach out to my parents, God bless their hearts. I had no car to sell. I had no eccentric uncle I could call up or rich uncle that I could call. And the only thing I had of value in my life was my violin. I purchased it with money from my grandmother when I was in junior high and a few waitressing dollars I put together. I had no other options other than to quit college, so I sold my violin to buy books and to pay for my tuition. It was a choice that I got to make. It wasn't a choice I had to make. The choice was either to carry on for college or to go a different path in my life. Now, I'm not telling you this story for sympathy, but instead I want to share with you how so very grateful I am for that choice that I got to make. Had it not been for that one single moment, I would have missed appreciating so many things today. Continuing my education was the key to my future and allowing me to be right here today. I can guarantee you, I did not wake up at age 6 and say, I'm going to be the Secretary of Education. I didn't even wake up at age 56 and say, I'm going to be the Secretary of Education. However, approaching life with that get-to attitude has given me so many opportunities in life. Thus, I stand before you today extremely humbled. I've been given a great responsibility to lead the state in education, but I want you to know something. I do it every single day with humility, and every single day as I look at my violin, my humility violin on my desk, it's a stark reminder of who I am, where I came from, and how blessed I've been throughout my lifetime. I couldn't have guessed that that one single choice, that get-to moment in selling my violin, would have those long-lasting impact throughout my entire future. So those early challenges in my life helped me to understand the ability to emerge a lot wiser and stronger from setbacks, challenges, and it really made me more secure in my ability to survive any sort of situation. You'll never really know how strong you are until you've been tested by adversity. And that knowledge is a true gift. It's been a gift for me. Although it was sometimes painfully won, it's been worth more any qualification that I've ever earned in my entire life. Now, what I'm hoping this story illustrates for you is the importance of staying open-minded to the experiences around you. I want you to think about what's happening right here. Yes, you're graduating today. But think about this. We're not just gathered on this snowy day in December right here in Madison to celebrate your achievements. We're strapped in. We're seated together in this great ball that's whirling around the sun at 67,000 miles an hour. We're nested in a galaxy hurling through the depths of space at a time at 1.3 million miles an hour. Do you think about that? You can't rival that ride, not even if you go to the most expensive amusement park in the entire United States. And yet we take this so for granted. We take every single piece of our lives for granted. And I'm certain that somewhere along the way you've been asked, now what are you going to do next? What if I told you that you got to go on the greatest adventure ever, and that you'd have years to complete this adventure, and every day you'd be able to discover something new along the way, new ideas, sensations, relationships, people, adversity? Would you want to go? Would you cherish those moments? That adventure is here today, and I'm going to challenge you to take it. And to bring that approach to your home and to your life and your career, you need to balance those pieces. Reconsider how awesome life really is. Why not consider the humility and the wonder and the amazement of simply being here today? So in closing, and yes, that's the cue that I'm almost done, I'm sure that each of you, again, has been asked more than once, now what's next? What are you going to do with the degree? What are you going to do once you've got this advanced degree? And perhaps you've been asked even more so within the last couple months. What are you going to do with your life? And you know, it's good to have a plan. It's good to have an idea. Your parents, your spouse really want you to have a good plan. But Picasso once said this, and I've taken this as part of my life very seriously. You have to have an idea of what you're going to do, but it should be a vague idea. Think about that for a minute. A vague idea. E.E. Cummings once said, it takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. So regardless of your future plans, whether you plan to travel around the world next year, which I'm thinking your parents probably don't want you to do, as you go to graduate school, you might join the workforce, you might take some time off to just sit around and think. I'm going to give you 2 last pieces of advice. And if you haven't heard anything else today, I want you to pay close attention. Okay, number 1, don't just listen to your head, listen to your heart. I can trust and I can tell you that it's the best career counselor you've got, is what's right here. Do you really do what you really love to do? And if you don't know what that quite is yet, I'm an example. You got to keep searching and find what you love, because I can tell you, if you love the job you do, you never work one day in your life. Advice number 2, probably the most important piece of all of this. Being pre-approved for a credit card does not mean that you have to apply for it. I want you to celebrate this moment today, and it's a great moment, it's a great day. But also remember to celebrate the events in your lives that brought you to this moment. I celebrate those every single day. The adversity, the challenges, as well as the successes, because the adversity is what makes you who you are. Turn your have-tos into get-tos. Let your life emulate humility. In the spirit of celebrating this day, I want to thank you deeply for keeping company with me. And may the new diploma serve as a living diploma going forward, both for you and for the impact you're going to have on your future and the future of all of South Dakota and beyond. Congratulations, and I'm thankful for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Shop, for sharing your story and your ideas with our graduates and our families. I'm really pleased now to introduce the Dakota State University Concert Choir under the direction of Ms. Sandy Champion, and they will perform a piece titled True Colors.
Be discouraged, oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of all in darkness still inside you, make you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. Don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow.
Show me a smile. Don't be unhappy, can't remember it. I saw you laughing.
This world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear. You call me up because you know I'll be there. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow. This world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear. You call me up because you know I'll be there. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid
Thank you to the concert choir for that number. I'm Cecilia Whitmire. I'm the Vice President for Academic Affairs, and it's my pleasure to call upon two members of the graduating class to speak on behalf of the graduates. I would ask that Janie Peterson Lusink and Emily Ann Robinson please come forward. Janie is an honors graduate, earning a degree in business education. At DSU, she was an active member of Kappa Sigma Iota and Phi Eta Sigma Honor Societies, Phi Beta Lambda Business Club, and she's also served as the finance chair for the Student Senate. She served as a resident assistant in Higbee Hall and as an advisor on the Higbee Hall Council. She is currently student teaching in Sioux Falls and hopes to do student teaching this spring while pursuing a full-time teaching degree position for the fall. Emily is also an honors grad. She's earning her degree in digital arts and design. At DSU, she's been involved in Unlimited Possibilities, which is a student advertising group, also in Students in Free Enterprise, Women in Science and Technology, and Kappa Sigma Iota Honor Society. She has participated in 2 graphic design internships in Yankton, and she's done freelance design and photography work, as well as working as an assistant in technology on campus. So please welcome both Janie and Emily.
As I stand before you today, I feel truly honored to speak on behalf of the fall graduating class of 2012. I will be forever grateful for this opportunity. First of all, my fellow graduates, congratulations. I can't even begin to describe how awesome this is. You all know how hard it was to get to this day, to graduate. Guess who did it? It was you, and you did it by believing in yourself. Be proud, because this is such an accomplishment that you will always remember. You know how much courage, determination, and commitment it took. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. This is a quote from Walt Disney. I've always been a fan of Disney movies. I'm sure you all might have a favorite as well. We all love how Disney movies have happy endings and how they give us a feeling of hope in the midst of our crazy lives. What we need to remember is that those happy endings were not achieved with some villains and struggles along the way. It has not been easy getting to this day. We've all had to overcome personal struggles and maybe even had to face our own villains to make it this far. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. What I love about the quote is that it brings us back to reality. It sure is easy to dream big. Pursuing our dreams and having the courage to do so is the tough part, the part that counts. It is so important to believe in yourself, to chase your dreams, and to not let anyone or anything take away your vision to succeed. I was on Facebook recently, and I came across a picture of a chart. It caught my eye because it gave 2 descriptions of what success looked like. The first was a straight arrow with a positive slope going up. It looked so smooth, steady, and easy. The chart said that this is what the average person thinks success looks like. The real version of success looks like a 3-year-old drawing a line up for the first time without knowing which way up or down really was. Success is not just an easy ride up. You will be faced constantly with roadblocks, obstacles, and setbacks along the way. That is why I want you to remember this exact moment, because from here, you might not continue to go up on the chart right away. You might have some hesitation as to where to go next. This is okay. Success is meant to be all over the place. This brings me to one of my next favorite quotes by Winston Churchill. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Success is not final. You can always better yourself, further your education, apply for that next big job, start a family. There are so many awesome opportunities in life. Your chart should look like you took the best roller coaster ride in the whole wide world. You are not finished here. When you hear the words, failure is not fatal, it should give you hope. It is all right. The most successful people in this world know what it's like to fail and remember what it's like to make mistakes. Failing is inevitable. The experience is necessary in order to truly appreciate success. Take a risk. Don't be afraid to dig deeper. Use failure to rise above and prove everyone wrong. Don't let anyone or anything keep you from chasing your dreams. It is the courage to continue that counts. When you fail, what motivates you to keep trying? You have to have it within yourself to continue on, to never give up. In order to have the courage to continue, one needs to possess the trait of persistence and determination. Be committed to what you want in this life and stay true to yourself to achieve your dreams. You can't make a dream come true if you don't have one, right? I'd like to leave you with a quick personal story. I first saw the car of my dreams when I was 7 years old. It was a beat-up red Chevy Corvette. I didn't know the owners, but I left handwritten notes and messages at their doorstep year after year when visiting my grandparents in Arizona. No one believed in me. I started getting laughed at, told I was crazy, and then I began to feel a little silly. 12 years later, when that man that owned the Corvette finally decided to sell it, he called me first. He was pretty curious as to who would continually write him with such passion for his old car. Now, I have that 1977 Chevy Corvette in my garage. My new dream is to fully restore it so that I can show off my wheels and take my Corvette on a road trip, or maybe even back here to Madison, South Dakota, for a DSU alumni reunion. Dakota State University is a great school with wonderful faculty and staff. I would like to thank all of you that are here today and everyone that has supported and guided us along the way. We did it. We had the courage to continue. Celebrate your success. Continue to follow your dreams with that same determination that brought us to this day. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. Remember your younger days when people would ask you what you wanted to be when you grew up? And when they do today, you still don't know the answer? Personally, I'm still trying to figure out how 4 years and thousands of dollars was supposed to find the answer to that question for me. But looking back, I see how my time at Dakota State has helped me inch a little bit closer to finding the answer. Freshman year. First came registration, months before we even began classes on campus, and what a confusing day. Little did I know, however, that was the day I met the girl who would become my best friend a few short months later. You also maybe attended your first college dance to realize it was just like the ones in high school. Sharing a bathroom with 40 other people is also a rather defining time in our lives. And at the end of it all, we made the decision we'd be back for another year. Sophomore year. By now you think you've got this university all figured out. You know which classes are the important ones to show up at, and that syllabus day is as easy as it gets. For the first time, you start taking a few core classes, and that gets you to thinking, is this really what I want to sign myself up for the rest of my life? Junior year. By now, you're probably about a half a semester behind between the extracurriculars you've picked up and the fact that you've completely changed your major at least once. You start seeing college as dollar signs, both the ones you'll be making someday and the ones following the negative sign on your bank statement. You know which events have the best free food, and you wouldn't miss them for anything less than free drinks at Rumors. Senior year. Well, that's now. I must say, this seems to have been the shortest semester of my college career. For most of us, it has been spent applying for jobs or graduate schools and enjoying our lasts, like our last homecoming as students, our last official Thanksgiving break, And coming up next week, our last time to be served pancakes during finals week. But more than anything else, this semester has me doing a lot of reflecting. About a week ago, my mom sent me one of those forwarded emails, and I actually read this one before deleting it, and I found a short story I'd like to share with you quick. During my second month of college, our professor gave us a pop quiz. I was a diligent student and had breezed through the questions until I read the last one. What is the first name of the woman who cleans the school? Surely this was some kind of a joke. I had seen the cleaning woman several times. She was tall, dark-haired, and in her 50s, but how would I know her name? I handed in my paper, leaving the last question blank. Just before class ended, one student asked if the last question would count towards our quiz grade. Absolutely, the professor said. In your careers, you will meet many people. All are significant. They deserve your attention and care, even if all you do is smile and say hello. I've never forgotten that lesson. I also learned her name was Dorothy. When I arrived on this campus, I knew no one. I became my roommate's shadow to every social gathering. But before I knew it, I had myself a circle of friends that to this day I know I will keep in touch with for the rest of my life. And I can honestly say that after my time at this small university, I know more than the names of those I pass on the sidewalk like they boast about to potential students. I know Dr. Borowski has already made a positive impact on this school in the short amount of time he's been here. I know faculty member Tom Jones was a great advisor, and I'll probably still be emailing him 5 years from now. And also, I did take my time my freshman year to learn the cleaning lady from second floor Zimmerman is named Kathy, and there is no thank you worth enough in this world for the work that she does. Ultimately, it is not your degree that will set you apart from here on out. After all, I know there are several other students graduating here with the same degree I have, but rather, it is how you choose to use those assets and connections you have gained during your time at Dakota State. Your degree is merely a foot in the door, and perhaps for some of us, the hard work starts here. As you continue on your way in the next coming months, I have just a few thoughts I hope you keep in mind during your journey. Don't get discouraged. There are people who have it worse than you do. Don't give up. Some days will be good, others not so much. Don't limit yourself. Some of the best opportunities come from the most unusual places. Don't forget to keep in touch. The people you've met and the experiences you've shared will still be there for a long time if you keep in touch. And lastly, don't underestimate. No matter what people say or what life throws your way, you are the only one who will determine what will make you a success in this lifetime. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2012.
Thank you, Janie. Thank you, Emily, for reminding all of us how important being a student and graduating is. As both of you reminded us so eloquently, the quality of education on any campus depends in large part on our faculty. Dakota State University is particularly blessed to have a faculty who are recognized widely for their innovation and their willingness to take on new challenges. They are also a faculty who care deeply about their students and the quality of the education that they experience. I now ask all faculty here today to please stand and be acknowledged for all the support they provide to students during this educational process and for the dedication they bring to teaching. Please. Thank you. So now, with apologies to my wife, I get to tell a story. She always tells me I shouldn't do this, but And it's a poignant one, really, because, and with apologies to a gentleman who's somewhere in the audience, and I don't know, and I probably wouldn't recognize him, but just before the ceremony, and it really goes to how important this day is for the families, happened to go into the men's restroom. Sorry, it's a men's restroom. I won't tell you any more than that. So I won't tell you information you don't need. And there was a gentleman in there, and there were just two of us. And I didn't have my robe on, just my white shirt and tie. And obviously he didn't know who I was, and he just said, "Where are you from?" I thought about that for a second, and I said, "Well, I'm from Colorado." And he said, "Oh." And then I said, "Well, but I'm really here now." And he said, "Oh." He said, "Well, I'm from Michigan, and my daughter's graduating today." And he could not have been prouder. So whoever his daughter is and whoever you are, he could not have been prouder of his daughter. And it was a 15-second conversation, and the pride in his voice was overwhelming. And I walked out thinking, gee, I wonder if I should have told him who I was. And then I thought, no, it's okay, he'll see me, I guess. So I would like all of the family, all the families, friends who came to support our graduates today to please stand and be recognized for everything you have done. As our student speakers strongly suggested, our students have sacrificed, but so have you. And for that, I say thank you. Degrees are authorized by the South Dakota Board of Regents. We are pleased that Student Regent Patrick Weber is here today to authorize these degrees for us. Regent Weber, the faculty of Dakota State University, have determined that these candidates comprising the 129th graduating class have or will complete all requirements for the degrees indicated. I am pleased to concur in the recommendation of the faculty and present these candidates to the Board of Regents for the awarding of degrees.
I'd like to wish you all, excuse me, I'd like to wish you all congratulations. When I was in high school, I had what I thought at the moment was an opportunity to speak to my peers. For those of you who don't know, Student Regent is a student in higher education, so I'm your peer. Unlike Janie and Emily, I took the opportunity to make what was assuredly one of the most condescending and arrogant speeches anyone has ever made. I'd like to think I've learned from that experience, and so with that, I would again offer you congratulations, and by the power invested in the Board of Regents by the people of South Dakota, I, as a member of that board, and in its name, hereby authorize President Borofsky to award degrees. Thank you.
Thank you, Regent Weber. Okay, we're getting really close now. The reason we're all here. I now call upon several individuals to assist me with the awarding of the diplomas. I ask these persons please rise and be recognized, and if you would be so kind as to hold your applause until I've announced everyone. Dr. Cecilia Whitmire, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Omar L. Geyer, Dean of Graduate Studies and Research. Dr. Carrie Forbes-Boyd, Dean of College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Tom Halverson, Dean of College of Business and Information Systems. Dr. Judy Dittman, Dean of College of Education. Ms. Sandy Anderson, Registrar. Ms. Jennifer Mees, Graduate Programs Assistant. And our student marshals, Zachary Merrill and Martha Nagy. And there will be several other faculty who will also be called forward later in the program to assist with our hooding process. The Registrar and Graduate Programs Assistant will please bring the graduates forward to receive their diplomas.
Will the candidates for the master's level degrees of Dakota State please rise and come forward? In the College of Business and Information Systems, Master of Business Administration and General Management, Christy Olam. In the College of Business and Information Systems, Master of Science in Health Informatics, David Matthew Everdeen. In the College of Business and Information Systems, Master of Science in Information Assurance, Andrew Scott Bell. Aaron Dwayne Fields. Christopher A. Hoff. Joshua Bennett Windsor. Assisting with the hooding for the Masters in Information Systems is Dean Helverson. In the College of Business and Information Systems, Master of Science in Information Systems, Dennis J. Boa. Shashidhar Reddy Boyapalli. Satish Akambaram. Eric Justin O'Neill. Sunil Raman. Anirada Sadanini. Sri Vadlamani. Chad Wolf. In the College of Education, Master of Science in Education and Educational Technology, Christina R. Flemmer. Caitlin Killoran. Michael Blaine Larson.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from Dakota State University please rise by row and come forward? For the College of Arts and Sciences, Wesley Michael Bonham. Callie Ray Johnson. Paula Jan Kappeman. Lauren Tatum Labar, magna cum laude. Tyler J. McHale. Brian Muller, cum laude. Noriko Nakamura, magna cum laude. Emily Ann Robinson, summa cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Tyler John Wall, cum laude. For the College of Business and Information Systems, Masara Weil Alazazi, summa cum laude. Lisa Amundsen, magna cum laude. Nicholas Bird. Erin Janelle Bobbledike. Travis Boyd. Kara Feisner. Samuel Yelmfelt. Mary Johnson. Allison Rebecca Lindgren. Jackson C. Marketon. Logan Martin. Stephen Wayne Millage. Joshua Merle Nienhuis. Janie Peterson Lusink, cum laude. Anne Marie Palmer. Stephen Jean Schmidt, cum laude. For the College of Education, Ricky James Bergen, cum laude. Courtney Lee Francis. Tara J. Geidel. Trent James Hartle, magna cum laude. Wesley F. Heimsma. Christopher Jacob Heineman. Carrie Lynn Jones. Jonathan G. Lane, cum laude. Amanda Joy Lohr. Kyle Sanderson. Stephanie Rose Torkelson, Center of Excellence graduate. For the College of General Studies, Seth Earl Doxey. Tyler Joseph Grassel. Bradley J. Steckelberg. Will the candidates for the associate degrees from Dakota State University please rise and come forward? For the College of Business and Information Systems, Troy Eugene Jackson. Amber Dawn Winters, with high honor. For the College of General Studies, Casey Elizabeth Peterson.
Will all the graduates please rise? By the authority vested in me by the South Dakota Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon each of you the degrees to which you are entitled with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. If you have not already done so, you may move your tassels and please be seated. Members of the Dakota State University Fall Graduating Class, we are proud of your accomplishments. I invite the parents, families, friends, members of the faculty, and honored guests to join me in applauding you again, your success. And I would remind you of the words of Dr. Schopp, today is a good day to ask for something, just in case. It is now my pleasure to invite Arden Jones, a member of the Dakota State University Alumni Board of Directors, to the podium. Mr. Jones, class of 1978, resides in Hartford and happens to be the proud father of one of our graduates today, as you no doubt just saw. He will welcome our graduates as alumni of the university. Mr. Jones.
Good morning. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the Dakota State University Alumni Association and congratulate you also on attaining your degree. Today, you join our growing number, now over 12,000 DSU grads. The DSU Alumni Association can be a valuable asset as you move forward, not only to keep in touch with the classmates around you, but also with the entire Dakota State family. As Dr. Brofsky said, I graduated in '78, and I just want to make sure that you're clear, that's 1978, Carrie, not 1878. As Dr. Brofsky said, my daughter Carrie just graduated. When she decided to attend, they gave me the chance to get involved with the Alumni Association more. I'm so glad I did. And I think she'll be a great board member someday. As you begin your lives now after college, please keep the Alumni Association informed of what you're doing so we can keep track and celebrate with you your accomplishments. I would also like to ask you to attend events at Dakota State. Come back for homecoming so you can wear one of them great t-shirts, you know, that they wear. Go to a concert, you know, t-shirts, you know what I'm talking about. Go to a concert, attend an athletic event, but keep showing your Trojan pride. Again, congratulations, DSU grads. Welcome to the Alumni Association.
Thank you, Arden. On behalf of the faculty, the staff, and the students of Dakota State University, I want to thank you for attending this fall commencement here at Dakota State. My congratulations again to the graduates on your accomplishments, and my best wishes for everything that you do in your future. We invite all of you, graduates, faculty, and families and friends, and everyone in this room to join us across the street at the Dakota Prairie Playhouse for, not t-shirts, but for punch, coffee, and cake in recognition of today's graduates. Graduates of Dakota State, you have joined the thousands of Dakota State alumni who have crossed this stage before you. Many of those alumni are here in the audience today in support of your accomplishments, and I would ask any Dakota State alumni who is present today to please stand and be recognized and remain standing, whether you have a shirt on or not. I would now ask our graduates, no, stay up, Jake. I would now ask our graduates to please stand and join the current alumni as new alumni. And just so no one will feel left out, if everyone could please stand. We would ask that you remain standing for the singing of the alma mater led by the Dakota State University Concert Choir. The words will be found on the back cover of your program.